Hey, welcome to another combat demo. It's been a little while. Let's get right into these changes. First off, the animations have been changed. They're new animations now, made by Precise Rook. He decided to just try his hand at animations. They turned out pretty well. So the idea is it's now two animations. It's a wind up and a impact. So basically your light and heavy attack, which we're going to talk about later. So on screen I'm showing them in how they properly look, right? This is the animations without any of the special stuff applied. This is just them playing in game as they would in the actual animation editor, right? So just showing off these wind up and impacts here. Number 5 is notably weird in game. Don't mind that. Still polishing it, of course. So this is the light hit combo. This is just simple left clicking. That's it. No special business. Wind up very short. There's a look at the heavy hit combo, which evidently you're just going to hold down the button and it becomes a heavy. Pretty simple. Same animations, more wind up, more particles. Still working on the particles, of course. What's on screen is evidently not how it will end up looking, but it's what it's currently looking like. So another thing changed here was pursuit. This is just a fancy thing for moving towards the enemy or towards the direction you're punching. So if I do a punch, I just move forward a little bit or towards the enemy. This is especially important for like the last 2 hits, which on screen here, launch at the enemy or kick towards the enemy. You don't want to just stand still for that. So the idea is you launch towards the enemy and hit them. Obviously the movement stops once you hit, blah blah blah. Anyway, the way heavy hits work is you're going to hold the left click button or whatever you bind the attack button to, and then once it's fully charged, that'll be a heavy hit. So it's basically just holding the attack button. This does mean that the block button is no longer going to be F. It will again be right click, because honestly, after thinking about it for a little while, it felt better to be right click again, okay? Heavy finisher and light finisher. So finishers are the 5th hit in a combo. What they do is they launch away the enemy. Obviously the difference between those is the same as normal heavy attacks, right? You just hold the finisher and then it's a heavy, okay? So the idea here is this is the end of the combo, launches the enemy away, which mechanically speaking, or rather balanced speaking, is to prevent you from infinite comboing the enemy in place. Just boom, 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 boom. Like, hitting them, piecing them up in place, right? Wouldn't be very fun. So Uppercut and Downslam. This is another move added to the toolkit. The way these work is you just press space and click, and it's an uppercut, or press shift and click, and it's a downslam. There might be a little bit more requirements. Really, that's where it's at right now. Might tweak it a little bit, not completely sure on that. But these are very interesting utility moves more than anything. Obviously, they have a lot of knockback. They're, I think, more knockback than finishers right now. But the idea is uppercut, you throw them into the air, you can Z-Vanish to them, continue comboing them, or down slam, same thing. Something interesting that happens with an uppercut or down slam, or a finisher for that matter, is something called a ground slam and a wall slam, which effectively is collision against a wall, okay? The way that's going to work is if I down slam an enemy into the ground, they'll hit the ground and it'll be all dramatic, like show that on screen now, of course. You can also hit them into the wall, but this is currently the only stun that will stun the enemy completely. Like, they can't move, they can't do anything during the stun. So it's far more impactful than a block break or a parry stun. So those are the most notable changes that I wanted to talk about today. Otherwise, I'm just going to do a little bit of combat on the screen and kind of talk about it. A big part of the animations was to try to make them flow better together. These were more based on Goku than before. These set of 5 hit animations are mimicking Goku's fighting style, trying to be, the jab, kick, and then jumping at them as a finisher, of course. Another thing I do want to mention is combat styles, because a lot of people have asked about this. We've already decided that we will, in fact, do combat styles. I want to mention right now that don't expect any in the combat update, right? Maybe in a patch, maybe in a following update. The idea is we want to lay the framework for them. So what you're seeing is the default combat style. There might be some other combat styles. If we get some time in the update, we might. But one thing we want to do with combat styles is we don't just want to make them cosmetic, right? We want them to be a thing. You get them in game somehow, right? We want them to be something really unique that changes the way you play the game in a meaningful way. We don't just want to reskin the combat with the same exact mechanical and scaling stuff. We want it to be a scaling difference. So I just want to get that out there because I know combat styles are a very exciting thing. So definitely on the table, definitely going to happen at some point. So So with all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. We're going to have some more videos coming for you guys. You know, it's been a little while, busy with working on other stuff, IRL responsibilities, all that fun business, right? But we're going to have some more videos coming showing off this combat stuff. I love keeping you guys in the loop on this. It's super fun to work on this stuff and, like, show it off a week later. Like, you know, not hold things for months and have to keep my mouth shut about super cool stuff we're working on. I do want to mention, though, there's a video going up at the exact same time, so if you just watched this video, please go check that out. The video is going to basically be asking you guys to help us out, you know, asking if you guys have any special skills, you want to join the team, anything like that. Obviously, go check out that video. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day.